huge early season matchup at Madison Square Garden. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz, glad to be with you in a flash presented by AT&T. North Carolina taking on Syracuse in the championship game of the 2K Sports Classic benefiting Coaches versus Cancer. Let's bring in our CBSSports.com college basketball columnist Gary Parrish. And Gary, Syracuse blew the doors off Cal Thursday night. Are people just underestimating this team because of what happened in an exhibition game?
There's some of that, certainly, but let's remember, even before that loss to Lemoyne happened, Syracuse wasn't in every preseason top 25, whether it was websites, magazines, whatever. I think people look at the losses, Devendorf, Johnny Flynn, Paul Harris, and they say that a team can't overcome that. And on some level, or at least usually, you'd probably be right. I think the Lemoyne loss certainly compounded and cost them a few votes. But I think more than anything, it's the number of lost players that they had to endure from one season to the next is what probably has people being skeptical coming into this season of Syracuse. But if you watched last night, there wasn't much to be skeptical of at all.
No, they blew out Cal by 22. And Gary, North Carolina had a 19-point lead against Ohio State. It dwindled down to 4. Hung on for the victory. When you look at North Carolina, you talk about the big bodies inside, and you don't think that a lot of teams can match up with them in the paint. Is Syracuse one of those teams that can actually do that?
Well, if you go with Wednesday, I mean, he's got the body to match up, certainly. I mean, he is, to me, just a perfect college post player, and obviously not the best. But, I mean, in terms of guys who probably aren't going to, or certainly aren't lottery picks for the NBA because, for whatever reason. But I just love big, physical guy, not as tall as you'd want him to be, but just a bruiser inside. And so, obviously, he's not going to be bullied or pushed around by anybody. But let's not get it twisted. I mean, North Carolina still has pros everywhere across the front line, from Ed Davis to Deion Thompson to John Henson to the Wares are there, and I know they're not really post players, but they're tall guys. I mean, they got a bunch of tall guys. So Carolina's still got the best front line in the country, but is Syracuse going to walk out there totally outmanned up front? No, not at all.
All right, one other matchup to watch in this game, Gary. 2 point guards replacing pro point guards, and Johnny Flynn and Ty Lawson, Scoop Jardine and Larry Drew. Is that the one you're watching?
Yeah, I'm interested in that. It's hard to lose that type of guy who's not only your point guard, but kind of your leader. And at least last year, I know Hansberg got a lot of the attention, but Ty Lawson was their most important player, and Johnny, of course, was Syracuse's most important player. I don't want to say that they were able to lose those first-round draft picks, guys who are having solid NBA careers to date, and not miss a beat. But they are both coming off big wins, playing on a big stage tonight. And I know Syracuse isn't in the AP Top 25 right now, but regardless of what happens tonight, they'll be there next week. And so, again, I don't want to say that Syracuse and Carolina were able to endure those losses without missing a beat, but they look pretty good making that transition, and that's hard to do. I think it's a credit to Roy and Jim Boeheim, in addition to the 2 point guards you mentioned.
Should be absolutely a fantastic ball game later on tonight. And, of course, Cal takes on Ohio State before that. Gary, thank you very much, sir. We'll talk to you soon.
Of course, Jason. Thanks, man. All
right, folks, for more on this game, stay right here with CBSSports.com. That'll do it if you're in a flash, presented by AT&T. For Gary Parrish, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.